Well, I figured while I'm waiting, I might as well show you how to use the Dwarf Therapist, cause it's pretty useful. You can check out a lot of shit with it. Now, Dwarf Therapist, it's in your utility in Masterwork. When you open up Masterwork, you look at the tabs up at the top, and you see MDF, and then you see Utilities, and then you'll see Therapist under that. If you can't find that, that's your problem because it's pretty obvious. But we're gonna be looking through the tabs, what they do. Health is as you would expect. It shows when somebody is in need of diagnosis. It shows when they have obvious wounds. If they're sick, it won't tell you exactly what they're sick with. This is done so that you can't just cheat the game and you still do need a doctor with diagnosis. Labors. This is the good shit here. Now, what labors will do, do you remember when I went into the carpenters section and I made him a crafts dwarf? You remember that took forever, right? Well, here I can do it so much faster. Like, let's say I want my carpenter to be a bowyer also. I click on the little tab right there, and then bam, he'll make crossbows. And all I have to do after that, I come over here and I click this button, commit changes. Since I don't give a fuck right now, I'm not gonna bother. But that's what you can do with this, and you can look through every role. And what I would recommend you do once you use Dwarf Fortress Therapist, you get your miners and you get your woodcutter, and then you press Control when you click each one of them so that it highlights all of them. And you go over here, you turn all of this shit off. Turn it all off. Because what this will do, this will prevent them from interrupting their jobs to go haul things, to go build like walls and tables. You don't need them to do that. You need your dwarves, your miners particularly, you need your miners to mine shit. You need your dwarves, your carpenters to cut down the trees. People with vital roles that you don't want interrupted, turn the hauling off. For most dwarves, it's fine to leave it on, but there are a few which you want to keep it off. So we're just going to go ahead and we're going to commit those changes. Then as you can see, it's off. You can do this in-game, but Therapist is just much faster. And then with animals, you can come over here and you can see what each of them has. What their strength level is, what their agility level is, and I believe you can do that with dwarves too, somewhere in here, attributes right there. You can do that with them too, to see the specifics of exactly what they do. And then if you want to butcher an animal, instead of having to select through the huge list and try to figure that all out, you go to the animal, you click butcher, commit the change. And then when you have a butcher's shop, the butcher will take that animal, cut him up, you got your food, you know? It works just like a deli. I'm not gonna butcher anybody right now. I don't have a butcher. I don't have a shop, so there's no point really. But later on in the game, it can be pretty useful. And then over here, thirst, hunger, ability to fly, all that, you can see the injuries on your animals. Now roles. What this means, when you go into roles, you will see what they are most suited to. Based on your attributes and based on your skills, based on your preferences, on their preferences as people, it will have percentages as to what they are ready to fit. Like this guy here, this Ingiz guy, a dwarf miner, it says he's actually quite suited to be a farmer. He's somewhat suited to be an animal trainer. He's not really that suited to being a nurse. He's not suited to being, I believe most dwarves aren't suited to being lawmen. So you can see what roles they are good for and what roles they're shit at. Pretty much every dwarf here is bad at being a lawman. Our one dwarf, though, is very good, this guy. He is very, very situated to being a bookkeeper That's somebody who just like keeps records, tells you what you have in your fort. And for being a broker, broker means that when you have people who come to trade, somebody who is really good at being a broker will get you better deals, and you won't have to pay as much. And then attributes, this is just shit like your analytical ability, kind of like how smart you are. It can be shit like creativity, and this will show you what all of this does. Now this guy has like perfect willpower for what he had, for what he is. He has extremely high willpower. And then social, this tells you all of the social skills, that aren't here, because you can't enable those, they're just learned as time goes on. And then military, this will tell you who has what for the military. And as you can see, we only got one guy. So this is a basic overview of Dwarf Therapist. It's all you really need to know.